am so excited, as I always am, to have amazing, amazing women on my call. And today is no exception. I have Miss Yuson Shin. She is a great, first of all, I met her a couple of months ago. She started coming to a lot of my events. And I found out that she is an amazing coach and she's so good at what she does. She's helped a lot of other people that I know. And I thought this was a perfect opportunity to get together with her and just have her expound on some of the coaching she does, what brought her to that. So first of all, welcome to the call, Miss Yuson. How are you?
Thanks, Kim. I'm so wonderful. How are you?
I am great. So, tell me a little bit about, first of all, what kind of a coach you are, what you do, and then tell me a little bit about your backstory, how you got there.
Okay. Well, I actually consider myself more of a life coach and a healer. So whatever blocks that you have for whatever you want in your life, I get to clear that for you because everything's energy. And the interesting thing about how I got started is I didn't believe in any of this stuff about 10 years ago. But I wanted to advance my career. And, three quotes just kept coming up, one by Steve Jobs, one by Einstein, and one by Richard Branson. And they all talked about how everything's energy and intuition is the key to everything and creativity. And so I took that to heart and I wanted to advance my career and really advance in life. And that's when I started tapping into my intuition and taking classes. And I found out that, everyone can do this. And I've excelled at not only the intuitive arts, but also as a medium and a healer. And it's all about getting rid of some of the energetic blocks that prevent you from getting what you want in life. And that's all it is.
Yes. So when you talk about intuition, of course, a lot of women know we have, intuitive senses. I know I've always been pretty intuitive. So tell me what you mean by, intuitive and just kind of explain that a little bit better.
Yeah. So everyone, like I said, everyone is energy. Everyone is composed of energy. And because of that, we're all connected. And we're connected to knowledge, the database. And so just when we center ourselves and quiet our minds, we can access that database. And it's our internal guidance system that everyone has and everyone can access. And it's just a matter of being able to trust it, because we don't trust ourselves all the time. And that's the thing. There are techniques that you can learn to make sure that the answers that you get are correct all of the time, if you know how to be neutral and you know how to tap in. And so it's just a practice like anything else. And it's strengthening a muscle just like going to the gym. So it can be learned, and it's something that you were born with, but everyone can tap into that.
That's really cool. So when it comes to your business, you say you started to, you did not believe in this kind of stuff 10 years ago.
No.
What changed your mind?
Well, when you get into this type of work, you learn about synchronicities. And so when you are open, the universe actually opens doors for you. And so I started taking classes, and then magical things started happening. And so it got to a point where you just couldn't deny any of this anymore. And so it just makes me proud of you. There's just evidence after evidence after evidence. And it just, it's just not deniable. I don't know how else to say it.
So you do a lot of different modalities. You do a lot of different. You've been trained a lot of different ways to help people to release those blocks and to be able to get the energy flowing. And there's always so many reasons why they would need that to happen. Number one, just starting a business, believing in themselves and believing in their intuition is one thing that people need. So what would you suggest someone to do if they really wanted to start a business, but something was holding them back? What would you suggest they do first?
I would suggest that they figure out what's holding them back and to really get in touch with their inner passion, because that's what's going to drive them forward. And there are some blocks that you may have, like patterns or cycles and patterns of behavior that you may or may not recognize. And so it's a matter of tapping in and clearing those. And they may be based on fears that you may have. And once you clear those, and not everyone believes in past lives or karma, but some of it has to do with that. And when you clear that, you can go in your life path in much faster. It's like driving a Ferrari and going from point A to point B. That road is cleared for you. Whereas if you don't clear it, it's like inching along in a road cluttered with garbage, your past lives, all of your fears, all of the things that hold you back. So when you get to clear those, you can get from point A to point B so much faster. And life isn't always knowing exactly where you're going to, because sometimes you think you want to go to Paris, but you find out Paris really isn't the city for you. But when you get to know your intuition, you get to Paris fast enough so that you get to figure out that it's not the city for you, and maybe Vienna is. And so you can take alternate routes, but at least, in life, it's about the journey, and it's about making that journey easier for you. So that's what intuition is. It's your, navigation system for life.
I just have this question, and I was thinking about this even when I was thinking about having this talk with you. Is it true that women have a deeper, are more in touch with their intuition than men are, or is that just something our moms told us?
It is actually true. I think women are just more open to it. We're less prone to shut ourselves down. We're just more open, and we believe in women's intuition, mother's intuition, and things like that. And sometimes when you actually look at some of the very famous psychics or mediums or intuitives out there, they happen to be men who are gay. And it's because they have that balance of the feminine and the masculine. And, women have that balance. We take charge of our own lives. We're in charge of, children, husbands, partners. And yet we're still in touch with our feminine side as well. So women are actually a better complete package. No offense to the men.
No offense, of course. No offense to men.
Yeah. We love the men too.
Yeah, we love the men. We definitely love the men. That's really cool. So if someone wanted to know a little bit more about that, they feel like, I think I do have a strong connection to that. What was the first type of class or modality that you started with?
I would start with basic intuition, like learning to figure out what feels right for you, because not everyone's the same. Right. So no one is a cookie cutter of everyone else. Mm-hmm. So what's right for you may not be right for someone else. And just knowing that feeling in your gut, and there are ways to, tools that you have to actually validate what you're feeling, like muscle testing. And so I actually teach workshops to help people practice those things and
Yeah,
to take that a
you have
step
one coming up
further
soon.
and go into the healing.
Yeah,
Yeah, May
yeah,
18th and 19th.
yeah.
It's full 2 days.
Yes, I'm excited about that. May 18th and 19th.
Yeah.
So, and this is like literally a 2-day course, 2-day class where you're able to help people to make that stronger, right?
Yeah. So they learn to trust themselves. And ultimately, I think everyone's goal should be to be their own guru, right? So that you rely solely on, your own power, your own superpowers, and tapping into that, and not relying on what other people want you to do or what other people say that you should do. It should be your own, powered by your own self.
Powered by your own self. That
And
is so.
so, yeah.
I'm seeing a lot more of this. My husband and I were talking about these type of businesses are really becoming, and I'm not sure if it's because I work with a lot of women, or is it just the time, or people are starting to realize that you don't have to have a cookie cutter job in order to, do something. You can actually, you know, be more open to different types of things. Do you find that it's more common right now for more these type of coaches? Some people call them woo-woo, but more like, intuitive, spiritual, in that realm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are becoming more open to it. And it doesn't have to be about a religion. It's just about opening up yourself to your own powers.
Yeah.
And I think, there's a huge benefit to that, knowing what you want and how to get there faster, and knowing how to power that within yourself and not relying on other people. So if someone else can teach that to you, do it by all means. But not to use that as a crutch long term, but to use your own abilities to discern for yourself what's best for you.
Right.
Yeah. And just empowering yourself is like the best thing you can gift yourself.
I agree. I really, really agree. It's, because a lot of times we spend so much time just sitting there, not doing it, thinking these things, feeling that we could be good at it, but then not really trusting, and then staying in something that we don't like to do, staying in jobs forever that we don't like. And ultimately, you want to be happy. That's what I think. You want to be happy. So being able to trust yourself to go forward with it and not let fear stop you, I think it's important. What's a story that you would like to share that you were doubtful about something, or even if you can share a story of someone else, they were doubtful about something and then you were able to just go for it anyway, and then it worked out.
Oh, okay. So I think it's best to speak from self.
Yep.
So, for the longest time, I took a few classes on intuition. I really strengthened myself, but I wasn't sure if the corporate world would embrace this alternate side of everyone. And so I was in the closet about my intuitive and healing gifts for a really long time.
Right.
And it became really, really clear to
Oh, I think you know what, you went out. Your volume went out for a second. You said you were in the closet for a long time, and then what happened?
It just became very clear to me that in order to step into my own power, I had to embrace my full self. And that included my logical, rational, analytical side, which I embraced, but also the part that is deeply tapped in and connected to everything and everyone, and has the wisdom to help myself and other people as well. So, and that took a long time. I mean, there was a little bit of fear, I have to be honest. What will people think of me? And, but, as I practiced what I preached, I cleared the fears. I cleared the cycles of behavior, and I was able to come out and start this business of teaching other people. And, it's amazing to see the light bulbs go off in people's heads about what they can do.
Right.
And, I'm so privileged to be able to ignite people's, intuitive superpowers.
Yep.
And it's their God-given right. Yeah.
Very cool. So now you're embracing your whole self and you have your business, and that's really cool. I mean, I would have never thought of, it's funny, when I was a kid, or I won't say a kid, but when I was younger, my thought was I wanted a business that I could help people come up with ideas. That was all. And I knew that for sure. That's my superpower. Ideas, right? And there's no such job, right? I couldn't think of such a job, right? When I went to college finally, and I was still thinking about that in the back of my head, what job was going to pay me to just, and of course there's different parts of that, right? You could use that in a lot of different ways, but literally that's what I'm good at, because I have a million of them that come to me all day long, right? Helping people ignite their life with my ideas, right? Well, it's funny. It took me to my late 40s to finally create my business around that. That's basically what I do, but my intuition was clear.
Yeah. And you do it so well.
Right? My intuition was always there, So that just goes to show you trust your intuition. Even when you're a kid, you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have to say, you were amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. No, thank you. What are some books that you love to read, or you would recommend?
Oh gosh. Well, I like I like any of the sci-fi kind of. Okay, let's just admit it. I like Harry Potter and books like that, where it takes you, on an imaginary ride, essentially. But I also love self-help books.
Yeah.
So, Eckhart Tolle, the Four Agreements, just really books that break it down for you about life and steps that are practical that you can take to better yourself. I'm just all for.
I love it. I know we talked about this before. You're writing a book yourself. And if you could write a book, of course you're writing one right now, but about your life, Yuson's life, what would it be called?
Yeah. The Reluctant Intuitive Healer. I don't know.
And how to save the world.
Yes.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, it's fun because I'm so glad I met you. When I first met you, and our mutual friend Lenka was telling me how you really helped her a lot you really just helped. And she was telling me about you. She said, you have to meet Yuson. She's so talented. And I know people listening to this are thinking, I don't really get it, but she is like really good at what she does. And so you definitely want to reach out. I will leave a link for information of how to go to her upcoming event. She comes to quite a few of my events. We also have a retreat that we're doing. She's one of the sponsors for my retreat in Thailand, and she will be speaking at that event in Thailand, which is going to be a gift for these wonderful women who will get a chance to, really start to tap into their intuition. because that's really what it all is all about. If you want to be able to grow your business, to change your lifestyle, to live happy, you have to start listening to yourself and not allow those things that are holding you back to hold you back, really. And so, anything else that you want to share with us, Yuson, that comes up for you that you really think that will help my listeners?
You know, I would really suggest that everyone find their tribe, the people that you really connect to. And, you know, Tam, you and Lenka have done such a wonderful job of creating a tribe that people can plug into, people who are, you know, movers and shakers that want to impact the world in a positive way. And if anyone wants to tap into people like that, I'd say, you know, come to your events, because you throw amazing events. And I just think the world of you and Lenka. So
thank you. We definitely appreciate you. And we definitely appreciate everything that's happening. We want to support your journey as well. So thank you, Yuson.
Thank you.
I mean, I know I sent you a quick text like last week, like, oh my God, I have to interview you. So taking some time and doing that. And yeah, we will talk more a little bit later, you guys. See you later.
Thanks.